All right, so I'm driving back. It's the day after Christmas. I'm driving into the gym right now from my parents' house up north. I was listening to I just wanted to make a quick video. I don't have a lot of time to write in a newsletter today or tomorrow. I'm going to be traveling a little bit, so I wanted to just make a quick video. I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts coming in here, and they were interviewing a college strength and conditioning coach for one of the major colleges, a Power 5 conference. I think it's SEC, but I'm not sure. And they work with football and basketball and a lot of the top sports. So, and they were talking about their program and a lot of things they do physically with the guys, but they were also talking about how they have a multifaceted approach to it, where they really are trying to integrate not just one would be physical, the other one would be emotional and psychological, or more like the mental toughness, if you want to say, aspect to developing an athlete. The other one would be the tactical, so it would be more the mental side of the sport, or having like sports IQ, or like your awareness on the field or the court. The other one was it was physical, psychological, tactical, and the other one was technical, obviously. So that's physical again, but that's more the technical components of the sport itself. And you can't really, and what they're arguing is you can't really think of anything in a vacuum. We all know of the guys that are the busts, quote unquote busts, in the NFL or MLB or NBA drafts. They're physical freaks, but they can't get it done at the pro level. Is it a psychological thing? Is it a tactical thing? Is it a technical thing? So all those factors come into play. So it's just a lot of food for thought in terms of developing athletes. A lot of the people we work with they're younger, middle school, high school, some college. Not so much the pros, but we get a couple guys trying to get to the pros. But what separates the top performers from the rest of the guys? Because I've had a lot of really good athletes that didn't succeed so much on the field or the court or the mat. And I've had guys that are good athletes that were just, unstoppable out there. So what makes the difference? Is it technical? Sometimes it is, but not a lot of times. Those guys that are super athletic, they do have good technical skills. Is it tactical? Possibly. Having IQ of your sport is important. That definitely is a factor. Is it emotional or psychological? I would think definitely. If you look at a lot of the top NFL teams, look at the best NFL team over the past 2 decades, would probably be the Patriots, love them or hate them. They always have guys that have high IQs on the field, so their tactical sense is there. They are obviously they're in the NFL. They're obviously going to be gifted athletes physically. You typically have mental toughness. So somehow, some way, Bill Belichick has found a way to get those athletes that kind of check off all the boxes there in terms of, again, physical, technical, tactical, emotional, or psychological. And then when you start to think about developing those qualities, can you develop them? Physical, yes. Technical, yes, to a certain degree, right? What about psychological? How do you develop that? There are ways, but at that level, can you still develop that? I would be one to say that no, it's going to be developed at a younger age. How do you develop tactical skills? It's more than just getting experience playing your sport. Once you're a college athlete, you've been playing that sport for years. So just a lot of food for thought. Another thing they brought up is how a lot of college programs, and this is one of my pet peeves, a lot of college programs, especially for football, they beat the guys up physically with conditioning and high rep sets of squats, things that aren't going to make them necessarily better physically, but they're trying to develop that emotional toughness, the mental toughness that they're looking for in their athletes by beating them up with things that aren't going to necessarily make them more athletic. And I see that all the time with guys, especially at like college football players. You know, the guy needs to become more explosive and get faster, and they're doing 10 by 10 sets of squats. Well, that's not really going to get a college football player faster, more explosive, and make them better on the field. Is he going to make them more physically tough? No, I don't think that. I personally don't think that type of training is going to have a carryover to being tough on the field and having more mental toughness. So, again, I'm just kind of brain dumping here, and let me know. Reply to this email. Let me know what you think. How do you develop? You know, physically, that's kind of almost the easy part in this equation. Getting guys faster and stronger and stuff like that is kind of easy compared to developing tactical skills and mental toughness, and technical skills almost easier to develop as well. So how do you think that you would develop that in an athlete? If you have an athlete, like, is developed at home, is developed at a young age, that mental toughness? Because I've seen it before. I've had kids who are like super gifted technically and physically. They're freaks, they're strong, they're explosive, they're fast. You know, they have good technical skills in the sports that they play, but they just don't have the IQ in the sport, and they don't have the mental toughness. So how do you develop those things? You know, I think that you could develop it to a certain extent. You know, if you get the guys young enough, 10, 11, 12, you could make them physically tougher. Does that translate to mental toughness? I'm not really sure. So just a lot of food for thought. Trying to take, you know, guys' athleticism and take their sports to the highest level possible. Let me know what you think.